Hey everybody, it's Mike. So the whole reason that I started this channel was to help other people who had been in the same situation like me. I was in a relationship with a woman who had undiagnosed, untreated borderline personality disorder. And it was easily the most toxic relationship experience of my entire life, and that is saying a lot. And so, if you've been in a relationship with a person who is toxic and is either untreated, undiagnosed, or is still, as of yet, incapable of having a healing, constructive relationship with another person, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, a lot of people came to me because I just started sharing my thoughts and my feelings and my perceptions, and more people kept on contacting me asking, was I willing to counsel them? And I thought long about that, and I decided that I would be able to help more people if I created some series of videos designed specifically to walk people through the transformation that needs to occur within your mind and within your spirit. And there is a way to completely heal. Just let me be clear about that. You do not have to limp through life. If you are somebody that years later you're still carrying around pain, guilt, confusion, depression, sadness, self-hatred, wondering what could have been, still thinking and pining over them, you're not healed yet. And I'm here to tell you, you can be 100% healed. This is an infection. When you get involved with somebody deeply and you connect with them, even if it's for a short period of time, you get infected with this. You don't catch borderline personality disorder, but you definitely become infected with the toxic aspects of it, and it doesn't go away on its own. You need to do the work to fix it. I was able to heal myself in 2 months. Now, it may take you a little bit longer than me, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. So, because there are so many people asking me to give them specific help, what I decided to do was put together a playlist, which, if you look on my channel, you'll see the playlist is called In-Depth Healing from BPD Breakup. And there's going to be 3 phases. Right now I've finished phase 1. There's 6 hours worth of videos. To see those videos, go and click join. And you will have access to these videos. And let me just walk through what they are. So in the first video, I talk about I introduce you to the idea, what it is that I'm going to accomplish, what we're going to be looking at, and I talk about some basic things about being a partner to somebody with a cluster B personality disorder. In the second video, I give you what I call the foundation. The foundation is extremely important because one of the reasons why the pain and the toxic trauma continues even years after the relationship is over is because there has been a shift. You don't realize it, but maybe you do. What happens in those relationships is that your relationship to yourself, your relationship to the universe, your relationship to other people, and reality itself gets flipped on its head. And it doesn't right itself automatically. You have to go in there and look at it and analyze it, and I help you flip that around and create a positive foundation for your identity to then create constructive healing connections with yourself, with the universe, and with other people. In the third video, I tell you what is extremely difficult for all of us if we've been through this to grasp, which is why it is impossible to have a successful relationship with a cluster B personality, borderline personality disorder, or narcissistic personality disorder. Why it's impossible for you to have that connection that you keep chasing after. You're chasing after the dream that always evaporates the moment that you touch it. So I'm going to explain to you why. When you can become thoroughly convinced that you realize that this is a mental illness, a disorder that your partner, your loved one has, you become aware that it's impossible. And when you have that, that will help you to separate and to move and grow without going into the anger phase, or the resentment. You can have anger, but the deep resentment that destroys people's lives, you don't have to go through that if you understand what it is that you're up against when you try to have a relationship with these people. And then in the fourth video, I talk about taking full responsibility. You can be in a state where you are, on the one hand, surrendered to a relationship with yourself and with the universe, and at the same time, taking full responsibility for everything you create. So the good news is, if you have created unpleasant, toxic situations in your life, the good news is you can create healthy, loving situations. So I talk about that and how I learned how to do that. And then in the fifth video, we go through a really deep exercise how to integrate your emotions. One of the biggest challenges and one of the most damaging aspects to being in a relationship with somebody who has borderline personality disorder is that you learn to cut yourself off from all of your negative feelings. And the problem is they build up inside of you. And they still affect you and you still act on them, but you're not acting from a conscious perspective. When you're in a state of health, of healing, of wholeness with yourself, you are able to have access to all of your feelings. You're not afraid of any feeling. You're able to handle them no matter how difficult or challenging. And you're also able to integrate positive emotions, love and healing and self-confidence. And this comes from being able to integrate the emotions. As you know, people with borderline personality disorder, one of the things that they have tremendous difficulty doing is holding two contrary emotions at the same time, love and hate. We pick that up and we actually become toxic in that area as well. So we need to learn how to integrate the emotions. And then I take you through a breath exercise, a meditation. You don't have to worry about, I've never meditated before, it's not a problem. I will teach you the breath that is actually magical. There's two that I teach you. One will completely shift your brain so that you're out of that toxic fight or flight trauma mode, and you learn how to actually relax. If you're like me, if you're still in the trauma mode, you wake yourself up in the middle of the night with just horrific feelings. It means that there's unresolved trauma. And then I teach you a second very powerful breath meditation which allows you to integrate the two sides of the brain. And it brings health and healing, and I guarantee you, if you follow the instructions in this phase one, these first 5 videos, these 6 hours of videos, and if you do those meditations on a daily basis, I guarantee you will go through a transformation. So to get started with those, you don't have to go anywhere except click the join button. And then you can have access to those. And I'm going to be adding even more to this playlist, the in-depth healing from borderline personality disorder breakup. And I'm going to be sharing with you other in-depth videos that's only going to be for members only. But don't worry, if you're not ready to join now, not a problem. There's still going to be plenty of new live streams and videos that I'm going to be uploading all the time. So thank you, and I look forward to sharing my thoughts and my experiences and letting you know how I completely healed from this toxic relationship, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it also. All right, I'll see you soon.